Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Holly. It's Father's Day weekend and this is perfect timing to talk about the May 2024 Paper Pumpkin collection, which is called The Best There Is. And I just shared a video walking everyone through how to make these cards. You're gonna make 3 of each, 3 different designs, and then I came up with 2 double page layouts that I am going to be walking you guys through in 2 separate videos. So make sure that you check out the second video. This is video number 2 for layout number 1. And I took literally the cards, the envelopes, cut them apart, and I have a guide that'll walk you through exactly what you're going to cut apart. And this is the first layout, and I'm going to walk you through how to put it together very quickly. It truly comes together so nicely. What I did is I took the Country Woods Designer Series paper. I cut just 4 strips of it. I took some espresso cardstock, cut that up, and used some white photo mats, and the rest of it came from the card kit. And then these are the leftover pieces from the card kit. I mounted this piece onto a card base. I used the die that came from the add-on that you can get, Thanks and Beyond. I took that, I cut it out of one of the leftover pieces from a card base, stamped it, popped it with some foam tape, and again mounted this onto the White Daisy envelope, card base, sorry. And then these are some leftover pieces. I had a leftover card base, took some of the espresso cardstock, some of the pieces from the card kit itself, and voila, created another real simple, easy card. And then this one is actually, this is the original one. Where is, actually I think I had enough left over to make 2 of the same. So this one is actually the same. I didn't change that at all. So truly something real simple. And I just thought it was really fun to be able to show you how to take a card workshop and cut it apart and turn it into some scrapbooking layouts. So let's go ahead and start assembling. So let's start assembling the left side. I'm going to just move this out of the way and bring in my Versamat front and center, and let's go ahead and get these photo mats done, secured. And I just want to show you again, pattern 17, you can just see that there is a 1/4 of an inch in between all of these photo mats. So I want to put this over here. We're going to start, let's build this piece first, which you can see this was part of the card base. And then this was also, let me bring these in, might help. So here's the original card. So I cut this down to 3.5 by 3.5, and then this is 4 by 4. And we could pop this just like they did. Let's do that. Let's get some dimension going in here. And I don't want to use all of my Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm just going to use some foam tape that I still have. And we are going to get this mounted right like that. And then this piece, just going to get some adhesive on the back. And we want that to kind of hang over like that, and then this is going to get mounted like so. And I am not going to pop this one. And I took the same stamp set from Paper Pumpkin and stamped it in there with my ink spot. Okay, and now this, let's go ahead and get these mounted. I want them to be a little bit tighter so that there's a little bit more of a border around here. I really like that. It just draws your eye in. So let's get this, let's do this. Let's move this out of the way. Let's keep this right here in the corner, like so. And that way my eye doesn't have, I'm not fighting with keeping everything linear on two separate things, right? Okay, so let's attach this one first. And we know that we want that to be just like that, I believe. Let me just line that up. And I am using the Stampin' Up! Early Espresso. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Let me just look over here. Yeah, Early Espresso. I got it right. Espresso. Let me just get this lined up. I may have to kind of move these over just a smidge. As I'm lining this up, I'm seeing that they're not quite where I want them. And you know, that's the other thing that's so hard when you're trying to do this on camera and you're trying to line up, and I like to get my face like right in there, but I don't want to get it in so close that I hit the camera like I typically do. So just bear with me as I'm getting this lined up. I think that looks really good. Yeah? Oh, fabulous. Okay, let's move this out of the way now. Let's bring in this, and this is going to come together so quickly because honestly, these are two pieces of the Country Woods paper right here. So I used this piece right here, and these are the Country Woods Designer Series paper. You guys, this thing keeps selling out. Like, honestly, they've reordered it twice now since this catalog went live on May 1st. So if you haven't seen the Country Woods Designer Series paper, grab it. I believe it is still in stock right now as I'm making this video. It was on low inventory, but I'm telling you, just as soon as it sells out, they will get more in. And this is a must-have. Truly, truly, truly a must-have. And so I was going to put this right up against the edge, like in the, on page 39 of this Make It From Your Heart. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to go rogue like I do so often, and I'm going to have just a little bit of white showing. And the reason for that is that it just brings the eye closer to the pictures, which is what I really want the focus to be. So I'm going to bring this down 1/8 of an inch, which is right in between the 1/4 of an inch mark on this Versamat, just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. And then when I do the second page, I'm just going to line it up next to each other. That's probably a little bit more than, yeah, that almost looks like 1/8 of an inch. Let me just gently pull this back up. I just want that to line up a little bit better. Just like so. That looks great. And then these came directly from the Paper Pumpkin, and I cut these at 2 inches. And then you've got some extra that I'm going to show you what I did with those. Okay, so let's get this in here, and actually let's get this piece on here first, the Early Espresso piece, because we want this to come down 2.5 inches. So 1, 2.5, and then it needs to be 2 inches from the sides. And let's see. Let me get my ruler out. That's always my good friend. So there is our 2-inch mark. So we're just about there, but it really is supposed to be 2 inches from this side. So that makes me believe that you're actually going to see a little bit more. But you know what? It won't matter because, okay, so 2.5 inches is going to be 1, 2, right down here. Oh, you know what? Haha, I know what's wrong. This is not, it's these pieces. So you know what? Let's do that. Let's get these side pieces down first. I'm really not making this, I'm making this more difficult than it needs to be. These pieces come down 2.5 inches. So right there. And then let's get this one down. 2.5. Right up against that. Then these pieces that I stamped on an envelope and cut, they are 2 by 2.5. Those go right next to them. And let's get this one butted up. There we go. And now when we put this on, you can see where it lines up, and that makes it so much easier. And let's get this straight on this Versamat. That way we know that this is going to be straight. And that is perfect, right? Oh my goodness, this looks so good. So, so good. Now, the only other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to take this little image that almost looks like dirt, and I wanted to take, I think I'm going to take the crumb cake. And I am just going to lightly ink that up, and I'm just going to create some little splatters with it, just like that, around that side. And then I'm going to come up over here and do them over here as well. So fun. Just, you know, it just is enough, right? Love that. Okay, now we're going to bring in the other page and let's finish this up. And it doesn't get any faster and easier than this. I think I truly made it a lot more difficult than it needed to be. So let's get this page, let's get this part done, just like what we did last time. I'm going to use some foam tape for that. And this was that add-on die that comes in this Thanks and Beyond dies. It's this. Isn't that fabulous? Like, you want this, you guys, okay? Again, one of those awesome bonuses for being a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. You get to go in and purchase those add-ons, and they show the add-ons later. They're not usually right at the same time, or it's at the beginning of the first month of that add-on, because that add-on was available for April, May, and I believe June. And actually, I'm probably wrong. I know that this was for May, April, probably March. Don't quote me on it. Still learning all these ins and outs of these promotional items, but oh my goodness, they're so fun and such a great thing to have in your arsenal. Okay, again, let's get these with some adhesive on them, and we're gonna bring those a little bit closer. Let me just see where does that feel like I cut it? I'm telling you, it's so smooth. Okay, let's get this down here into this corner. And then this piece is going to go right like that. And then this one is the larger one. So let's move this over just a smidge. I am trying to get on top of this. And then this one is going to go over here. And this one is going to go over here. Wow, that turned out a whole lot better than the first one. Oh, practice makes better, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, this one's going to come together so much faster. because we're going to stick these right next to each other. So let's get this one done first. Oops. Just getting on top of that and bringing that over like so. Okay, and then this one, just like that. And now let's match these up. And you can either have it go like that, because we want those to match up, those wood grains. Actually, you know what? You could turn it around and have it go in the opposite direction. That would look pretty cool too. Let me just lift this up and just kind of move it around just like that. That looks pretty great. Just like that. I'm going to get this one on now. And then I'll be able to get those other ones off to the side. So let me move this one out of the way. And then we can get this lined up. And I think I want it, nope, I want it going in that same direction. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down 2.5 inches, just like that. So fun to be able to take a card kit, cut it apart, add just a little bit of cardstock and a little bit of designer series paper, and I'm talking a little bit, right? And look at what we have done. We have created such a fabulous 2-page layout, which is perfect for Father's Day or for the men in your life. I hope you enjoyed this and got inspired. And don't forget to click that like button. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, and feel free to leave a comment down below. And before I forget, let's add the remaining ink splotches on here before I forget. And I think what we're going to do is let's do them over here in this corner and there, and then let's come over here and do it in this corner. And now I can sign off. There you go, everyone. Thank you again, and I can't wait to show you the second idea that I came up with this. I'll talk to you real soon.